how many games do this? How many games actually say, if you spend 75 bucks, we'll give you 15% off? None. You know, I absolutely love the slap chop commercials. I would never buy one because it's one of those things where you hit it and it chops up vegetables. But it's a great website from a sheer annoyance factor. So this one, slap chop definitely crosses the line into evil. You know, you go there and they try and sell you it for $19.95. You click X and they say we have a special offer and they say buy one, get one free. And then you click X, no, I still don't want this. And then they say, what if it's $14.95? And it's like, I just want to close the browser window. But it's a great thing, right? You know, you went there, you were curious, they offered you one price, you tried to leave, they said, hey, wait, how about if we offered you a cheaper price? Now, you can't really do this with games as much because once people get used to the fact that when they leave the store, they get cheaper prices, people never pay the first price, and it becomes a sort of gaming thing, you know, to try and get the store to offer you the lowest price possible. But buy one, get one free is a really interesting idea. And it's something that we don't leverage as an industry either. Of course, and this ties into the next slide, we have a lot of people out there who have two currencies, the paid and the earned, you know, the one you buy and the one that you get for loyalty. We have very few people saying that on your purchase you'll get some loyalty currency. It's kind of an interesting thing, right? You know, if you spend real world money, you get the thing that you were getting, plus you get some points. And Banana Republic actually does that really well. And the poster child for this, how many people knew that World of Warcraft had a Visa card? Anyone? Okay, we're at one again. So this is brilliant. You know, when you buy gas, you get WoW Gold. Completely outside of your gameplay. Utterly outside of your gameplay. But wow, what a great idea. There are hundreds of thousands of people using the World of Warcraft Visa and earning money because those gamers are self-identifying as World of Warcraft people. And there are like 14 different styles of card you can get. And all you get is virtual currency that you can spend in world. Okay. Another really good example, Safeway was actually in the title of the talk. So Safeway is just, you know, first and foremost, they have their club card, where you, as a member of Safeway, get different pricing. You get discounts. And they show you the discounts each and every time you buy something in bold. You know, the regular price, kind of grayed out. The fact that you saved money, ooh, bold. And then at the very end, they start giving you other stuff that they think you care about. You earned 125 United miles plus miles for every $250 spent. Your qualifying purchase have been accumulated towards eScript. Look for the $ on your receipt for possible healthcare flex spending account items for reimbursement. Every time you go to Safeway, you get a receipt, and every time it's customized. And I actually did the experiment. I was kind of like, well, do they really customize it? So I stood there in Safeway the other day and asked people for their register receipts. And they're all different. Yeah, I have no idea if they're doing an effective job in terms of what they're marketing. They may just be putting random offers in there, but they really are individuating it at the personal level. So every time you go to Safeway and every time you use your club card, they say, aha, we know a little bit more about you. We're going to give you an offer individuated on who you are. And we're going to put it right on your receipt. And, you know, so you stare at that and you say, but I'm not a point of sale merchant. I don't have physical paper that I'm giving people. But you do have email confirmations you mail out to people, right? Every time someone buys gold in your world or spends money, you probably send them a thank you or you send them an email confirmation of the purchase. So why aren't you including a little line below saying, you know, thank you for spending $74 in our store. Here's a discount code for 20% off your next visit. Right? So you know somebody just spent money, you know they're a game player, and you want to drive them back to the store, and you've got a point of contact because you know people read those receipts. People do read their emails from games to make sure that they got charged the right amount. Also, it doesn't impact gameplay at all. It's changing the email template and creating a promotion on the fly. So it's completely outside of your game logic, but it is something that drives people back. Okay? Another great example. So how many people have been to Bed Bath & Beyond? Okay, how many people have actually stopped and thought about whether to use the $10 off coupon or the 20% off coupon? Exactly. You can go to Bed Bath & Beyond and you will see people with like, they have two 20% off coupons and a $30 off coupon, and they're going, okay, so we'll use the 20% off coupon on the vacuum cleaner, and we're going to save this one because we think we're going to need that expensive thing, but it's not quite broken yet. And now I'm going to use my $10 off here. People are actually like having detailed thoughts about how to effectively use their coupons to maximize the value they receive from Bed Bath & Beyond. And it's like, so one, hey, great, you know, Bed Bath & Beyond is getting sales. Two, there's that half hour where people are actively thinking about what they're going to buy and how they're going to enjoy their Bed Bath & Beyond products. And it all boils down to, you know, this is 20% off. You save it for the big ticket items. My wife likes to keep them in reserve in case we have a big ticket item coming up. So we always have one of these lying around the house in case the vacuum cleaner breaks and we need to buy a vacuum cleaner. These ones, you know, the $10 off, we use them immediately. You know, we get those, we just go to Bed Bath & Beyond and buy something. But we do that, right? It brings people back to the store. Okay? So one very interesting thing that people do this more than almost anything else. But, you know, so, and by the way, Information Rules, absolutely great book from the late 90s on information goods and how to price them. And one of the things they talk about in like chapter 3 or 4, the book industry. So the book industry has hardcover books, softcover books, remaindered hardcover books, remaindered softcover books. Well, maybe you'll get it from the library, right? Depending on how eager you are to read that book, how important it is. You know, if you really want to read the book, you'll pay the hardcover price. If it's not as important to you, you'll wait 3 months to get the softcover, and so on. In the real world, we have different brands on storefronts. We have, you know, Tiffany's, where you expect to spend a lot of money. We have Walmart, where you expect to get something cheap. And people self-identify, and people move in and out of storefronts depending on what they want, why they want it, and so on. So now the question is, in your game, are you, even if there's only one storefront or one location people go to, are people getting different price points depending on who they are? Are you saying, these are my standard members, these are my premium members? My premium members get access to more goods. They get access to goods earlier. So in the previous panel, someone talked about constantly rolling out fresh content because that's a way to excite people and bring them back to the storefront. Hey, look, a shiny new thing. Well, the next thing you do is you say, I'm going to do that constantly rolling out new content strategy, but what I'm really going to do is I'm going to constantly roll out new content to my premium members first. And then 3 months later, my standard members get it. Because remember, this is all about the free-to-play model, and you want to upsell people. So as a premium member, you get a better store. You get earlier access to content, you get more content, and so on and so forth. Again, you don't have to introduce new storefronts. You don't have to introduce changes to your gameplay. You just have to segment the market a little bit. And then finally, price experimentation. It's related to segmenting the market. Right? So once you say, I'm going to have a storefront that people go to, but the content of the storefront, the inventory of the storefront, and so on depend on the characteristics of the person, then you say, okay, great. Now I'm going to say that these 10% get this price set, these 90% get that price set. And I'm going to start tweaking the pricing over and over and over again till I find out how I can monetize. And you know, this is something that as an industry, you know, this is actually from Inside Social Games. It's an article by the guys at Super Rewards where they talk about price experimentation. They talk about it in terms of the cash-in vector, so the price you're paying for your paid currency, which is probably a mistake for most companies in this space. Down the line, it's going to cause problems. Anyone who adopts this without really good analytics and really good data is going to have revenue recognition issues down the line. You need to know how much people paid. Otherwise, your CFO will be really upset. So if you start experimenting with prices and you aren't tracking things very carefully, you can't say how much the money's worth. You can't say things like, you know, if a user leaves and we have to pay that unclaimed money back to the state, how much do we have to pay back?